Let's get it. It's an absolutely wonderful day here in the Carolinas, and I'm so glad to see it. I do hope everyone is well and that you too, like myself, are able to get out and enjoy this day. It has been a very trying week this week, to say the least, physically on the most part, and a little bit mentally. Somebody over there sound like my mama talking about when you know better, you do better. And that's a good point to make. When you know better, you do better. And it started off Monday with the rain and not being able to get my ride in. And I really believe that if one part of the regimen is off, then it knocks the whole regimen off a bit. Because after that, I came back strong. Well, that same day, I came strong with 200 squats, which really was a whooping, to say the least. Like I said, them squats really put it on me because I wasn't used to jumping out there doing that many squats after that injury. And after that injury, or after an injury, you really have to work yourself back slowly and incorporate a few more squats at a time, or a few more whatever exercise you're doing at a time, and not all at once. And see, like I said before, I like to walk before I start my squats because that loosens up my hips and loosens up my leg muscles. And that in itself was something I can look back on and say, okay, I know better now, I'll do better the next time. But as I said before, it's a beautiful day. Well, I said it was a wonderful day, but it's absolutely beautiful here off of Park Road, at the Park Road Park. And I'm not gonna lie, I really didn't want to come over here today. I guess I wanted to be lazy because I have had a challenging week. I said to myself, I just want to go to my little park up the street, get in my little squats and my little 5 miles and call it the week. But the Most High coach said, no, we have something in store, something greater. Plus, we're going to finish strong today. I would love to get in 6 miles. And I think we would have just about made up for the ride we missed on Monday. But we'll see how the Father leads. I try not to even set goals for myself. Like I say, I have a goal of 10 miles a day, and that's a personal goal, but as I'm looking at it right now, I'm not really going to be touching that too soon. I think we had about 10 miles in walking and riding on, what was that, Wednesday? Yeah, Hump Wednesday. I started to call it Hump Day, but like I said, that's the focus day. The day we really focus in, meet our goals and exceed them. And not only physically, but spiritually. You know, it's a trying time because we're already jumped out there physically and got, like I said in another recording, we've gotten 2 days in, and the body is sore and starting to talk to us, and that in turn make the mentals a little slower. But I did have a great thought today I wanted to share, and it is the answer. The answer. And we used to sing a little song in church, or in church. I only call it church when I'm making fun or I'm getting on to folks from the church. But when I say church, I can reflect back on the good that I actually got out of it. But we actually sung a song called Jesus is the Answer. But I'm going to switch it up and call him by his real name, what he was called back then. Yahusha is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other. Yahusha is the way. Yahusha is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other. Yahusha is the way. Yahusha is the way. Yahusha is the way. And I thought about that when the Most High put this thought on my mind. Well, not when he put it on my mind, but when I went to him in prayer to see how he wanted to address this thought. And I thought about that song, Yahusha is the answer for the world today. Above him there is no other. Above him there is no other. Yahusha is the way. And of course we know the script, which is Philippians 2:9-11. Wherefore the Most High also have highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name, that the name of Yahusha every knee should bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that Yahusha HaMashiach is the Master, to the glory of the Most High Elohim, the Abba. And I'm going to read over some of my notes. Well, I'm going to just talk about it. I done wrote this. I can speak on it without reading it. As I've been referring or alluding to all week, my brother and myself were basically born with balls in our hands. We were basically born on a football field, a basketball court, and of course the baseball field. And I say this because our father was our coach, and from the time we could walk or run, we had a ball in our hand. And from the time we could speak, we were talking about sports. And it was just a love of the sports that our father passed on to us. And it's no secret, or I should say it's no wonder why most of our life lessons have been taught using sports as an analogy or as an example. I wrote in my notes, it's not far-fetched that the Most High would do the same in teaching me today, now that I'm grown. And when he gave me this idea, or when I first started thinking about it, the idea of Allen Iverson came to my mind, and how they call him the answer, and how he was, on the most part, the answer for the NBA at that time. They were starting to drop off in views and in people going to the games watching, unless it was like the finals, the playoffs. And they have started having this problem again, but what the owners have done, they have been trying to get one Allen Iverson on their team. And I say one Allen Iverson because he was the answer to the stadium being empty. Because of him, the stadium started filling up again, because he brought excitement to the game. And see, I wrote in my notes, his talent and his gift made way for him. Now they made the owners and the commissioner very upset because they couldn't control him. And see, that's how society is. They want to control you and make you into who they want you to be and not who you actually are. They want to manipulate you for your God, Most High given gift and talent and get what they can out of you. They want to sell you. But after they sell you, they want you to go sit down in the corner and wait till they need you again without making too much noise. And see, Iverson wasn't that type, sit down and be quiet type person. No, he made noise. And like I wrote in my notes, he was on his own schedule. Because he also said he actually did whatever he wanted to do off the courts because he did what he had to do on the courts, and his numbers never dropped. They kept getting better and better and better. And see, them folks tried him. They tried to get him caught up in the game like they always do us folks, but they was unable to do it because he was so talented. You know, they had to keep him around because he was making them money. But he wouldn't subject himself to their rules. And that's my major point. He wouldn't subject himself to the rules of the land, the law of the land. And we spoke on that yesterday with how Hasatan has his own laws. And basically, every one of them is out of selfishness. Basically, he's saying, do whatever you want to do. It's okay. It's all right. You don't have to worry. There's no such laws, statutes, and commands no more. They've all been done away with. But clearly the script says, as we read over yesterday, that not a jot or tittle of the Most High's precious word will be done away with until this earth is destroyed. And basically it's saying that the earth will be destroyed before his word will pass away. And like I heard a teacher say one time before, we're still, the world still is existing, ain't it? When not a jot or tittle of that word has been done away with. But yeah, Iverson was the type that said, no, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm going to do it my way or no way at all. And see, they hated him because he came into the league straight out the hood and he didn't change not one bit. Everything he was doing in the hood, he did it in the league. He came with his chains, his cornrow braids, his outfits, and refused to take them off. See, by this time, the league was trying to bring some structure, control. They wanted clean-cut black boys to be at their bidding. And Iverson basically said, I'm not the one, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be me or I'm not going to be at all. And when they finally got tired of him to a point where they made enough money off of him, they basically got rid of him. Like they do all of us folks, they try to start a scandal. And see, the sad part about that is a lot of times we are guilty of their scandals because that's their hold over us. They introduce us to a little scandal, or I mean a little mess, or a little trouble. Like R. Kelly said, I'm looking for a little trouble to get into. Oh, they got it waiting for you. They got it waiting for you, and they're gonna put you in it. Like the saying go, put me in the game, coach. Oh, they're gonna put you in the game, all right. But Iverson, and the thing that I wrote in my notes that was very important, he made an effect on the game, or he affected the game, and we can say he infected the game. Because the league now, you look up, you will still see where he started. He still left his mark on the game. Folks are still running around with their cornrows, their chains, their jerseys, and a few of the major ones still dressed the part because they want that check. They have them dressing like sissies to me. Them tight breeches, high waters. And it's a shame to me. But as I always say, to each his own. We all have a choice and we have to make it. Can't nobody make the choices we have to make for us. We have to make our own choices. And that was the point I was getting to as far as Iverson being the answer for the league. But as we started off, we know who the real answer is. But Iverson basically took from Yahushua's page, a page out of Yahushua's book, as far as being yourself and letting your talent and gifts make room for you. And plus the fellow was young. But I did want to get back to Yahushua and his mark and effect that he had on this earth. See, he came in the same spirit, or I should say Iverson came in the same spirit as Yahushua did, where he was unwilling to bend and bow down to anybody but the Most High. He said that in the text, I come, in the volume of the book it's written of me, but basically he said, I come to be at my Father's business. See, he even had to check his mom and pop and remind them, what y'all looking for me for? Y'all know I'm at my Father's business. But he had to humble down and go on back to the house with him, because I imagine he would have stayed there in Jerusalem right then and started his ministry if it wasn't for his parents and the Most High letting them know, okay, it's not your time. It's not your time to get out here and do these things. Even though you got the power, you know, but you still need to grow up some more. But as I started off, I said Yahushua is the answer for the world today. He's always been the answer, and we need to apply the answer to our problems. And the way we do that was from a few words that I've learned from my moray, Dwayne Harris, of the Biblical Hebrew Awakening channel on YouTube. And how we apply Yahushua to every problem that we have is, of course, by praying and asking the Most High for help. Because like I said in the beginning of the week, we have the help. We just have to line our lives up with the Most High and his way of doing things for us to be able to receive that help. Because as I also said, we have the tools and the gifts, which they'll make room for us. They'll put us before kings. But it's going to take the Most High and his part in our lives to make us successful for the kingdom. See, it's all about the kingdom business. See, just like Yahushua says, he's at his Father's business, and we have to be the same. Because if we're not going to be successful for the business or without the business, for his business or without. Of course, we'll find a little success because they're a gift given by the Most High. But we're not going to be successful for the kingdom and carry out our intended purposes without him. But like I said, Moray Dwayne Harris of HebrewConnect.com, HebrewConnect.org, and Hebrew Connect TV, which is up on the screen right now. He created those platforms for us Hebrews. And he's always put out a few major, what's the word? A few wisdom points. And he say we always got to have balance, boundaries, discipline, and self-control. And he said something over here in the last Shabbat that really made a whole lot of sense. It sounds really, really simple, but it makes a whole lot of sense. He said, let the Most High do the work. Let the Most High do the work. And see, that goes back to the point that we had earlier during the week, that we have help, or we have the help. And I can't forget to keep putting the emphasis on the help, because there's only one help. See, we can have, just like I said in that ideal, that thought earlier in the week. See, we can have all the help in the world, but if they're not of the quality of the help that we actually need, then we just have people feeling sick. People filling spaces that we don't need nobody even sitting in them spaces. I think just like the answer pardon me. Just like the example I gave, it was Hezekiah who was facing an issue with the Assyrians, if I'm not mistaken. They was coming to attack and annihilate them. But the Most High sent an angel. Oh boy. Which we're getting ready to see him come again and do some work and put some work in. But yeah, he sent one angel, came and destroyed. I saw it in a movie. It said it was over 250,000 men or foot soldiers and officers. And I don't want to misquote the word, so I say I don't really know how many it was, but I do know that he came down and destroyed a whole live army and left the king to go home. Disgraced, with his heart in his hand, only to get home to be killed by his sons when he went back to the church. Oh boy. He went back to the temple of his God, I guess with his heart in his hand, praying for help. But he had to go, quite honestly. And it was quite fitting that the Most High let him go back home with his hind part in his hand, is what I wanted to say. And for his sons to kill him. Because you led us into battle against them brutes. And you shouldn't have done it. Because we know we can't fight against them and their Elohim. Now we can fight them when they're alone without him, as there's plenty of examples of kings who turned back on the Most High and had to get that work from the other nations around us. And that's where we find ourselves today. We're right in the spot where the Most High wants us, really, because we're at a spot where we've started turning back to him. We found ourselves in the nations of our enemies all around the world. There's Hebrews in captivity. All around the world, same song. And that's what that song was for. All around the world is the same song. But it's over now. Like that song goes, it's over now. Because like I said, we're turning back to the Most High with our heart in our hands, saying, please forgive us. We turn back to you. Forgive our hard-headed ancestors and our hard-headed forefathers. And we're turning to you, wanting to get right. And it's such a good thing for people to realize who they are and have a turn, have a repentant heart. And see, that's been at the heart of what I've been saying all week too. We have to repent and turn back to the Most High by following the laws, statutes, and commands that he sent forth for us to follow as much as we can in the land of our captivity. And at the same time, we have to follow the Ruach HaKodesh, the Spirit of the living Most High Elohim, who, as he promised, he'll lead us into all truth if we'll follow. See, that's the whole key to this walk with the Most High. And I'm going to say that again. That's the whole key to this walk with the Most High. We just have to follow. Like I also said the other day, he's the star. He's the star. Or he's the one, I should say. And a lot of us want to sing that song, let me be the one you run to, let me be the one. But no, we need to be running to him every day with our heart in our hands, presenting it to him, saying, here I am, Abba. Which way you want to go? I'm with you. I'm following you. Without you, I'm nothing. No other help do I know. No other help I know. Nothing but the blood of Yahushua. And see, we sung some songs back there in the day. They were some powerful songs. And they still powerful. They still powerful. And see, I know I pick on the church a lot. But the fact is, a lot of us had it right. See, the text says somewhere in there, when we search for him with all our hearts, yeah, that's Jeremiah 29 and 13. And you shall seek me and you will find me when you search for me with your whole heart, or with all your heart. And see, that's the key today. Just like another text says, the eyes of the Most High seek to and fro around the whole earth, I believe it says, looking for someone he can show himself strong on in behalf of. And see, that's me. I'm like the kid in the back of the class. No, I'm going to change it. I'm like the kid in the front of the class with my hand up. Me. Pick me. Yes, indeed. The answer. The answer. And I truly believe we've exhausted this idea. We've gotten it over. The answer. Oh boy. I thank the Most High for the answer. And I've been telling my testimony all week long. So you know I'm happy. Just like my wife's Uncle June. I met him a few months or about a year before he passed. And it was one of the best encounters I've had in my life. Because I met a man not quite too different from myself. He loved the Most High, or the good Lord as we both called him back then. And he had a special walk with him. And I gleaned a lot of wisdom off that fella. Cause see, I'm the type fella, I love hanging around older gentlemen. And older gentlemen with their wives. Because I can glean off it and see how they treat their wives and how they react, how they act. Especially if they have a relationship with the Most High. Oh boy. And this fella did, Uncle June. Yes, indeed. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm stalling now. Oh boy, I am stalling. But let's get it. squats gave me a whooping on Monday that I've been feeling all week. And I'm so amazed of how our bodies work. Because I was up to 200 a day and could have done more until I pulled a muscle in my back. And it had nothing to do with my exercise. It was actually after I finished that I tried to lift my bike, in the truck and pull my back. How you doing? Hey. Just sitting out there chilling. Ain't nothing wrong with being nice. I spoke to dude, but he hardly wanted to speak. So I said, I'm gonna see how this young lady acts. And of course we got the smile and the hi. I love it. And see, that's how you can be when your intentions are pure. And folks feel that. They know you don't want nothing from them. So we keep it moving. I ain't gonna duck through this picnic area where I would usually do my recording. I'm gonna keep it moving on the outskirts. So we're basically one way. And it ain't never for looks. Now, it ain't nothing wrong with being seen and presenting that image. Especially the little kids who see me out here and they might whisper to their pop or mom. And I've heard them. Yeah, he's not giving up with his challenges, so you can't either. I hear it all the time. But the main point is I don't give up with my challenges or without them. And I was so smart to come this way. That's what you get for listening to the Most High. Because I see some challenges over there. Yes, indeed. I'm going to keep it one way. I'm like Tupac. I love my sisters. I don't want nothing but the best for them. Even when I'm running from them. But yeah. You gotta be careful in this world we are living in. I'm trying to figure if I want to sit down again. I know I'm going to, but here or down there. Yes, indeed. It's Friday, for sure.